The flashing crimson alerts across my command interface were beginning to give me a migraine. Not that I would ever admit such a weakness to my crew, but 20 straight cycles of monitoring our unique prisoner was wearing on even my enhanced nervous system. I, Commander Krixus Thane of the Constellation Dominion, pride of the Nexar fleet, was being driven to distraction by a single human female. Commander Lieutenant Vex's voice crackled through my neural link. The prisoner is requesting another datapad. She claims the 3 we provided have insufficient processing power for her calculations. I clicked my mandibles in irritation, a habit my subordinates had learned to recognize as a warning sign. And what of the classified weapons schematics she somehow accessed on the last device we gave her? Purged, sir. Though our tech division is still trying to determine how she bypassed our highest grade encryption. They're saying it should have been impossible. Nothing is impossible with these humans, Lieutenant. That's precisely why the High Command wants her expertise. Though I'm starting to question the wisdom of keeping her aboard a warship carrying our most advanced prototype. I paused, watching the security feed showing Amanda Blackwood sitting cross-legged in her cell, scratching calculations into the floor with a food utensil she had somehow modified into a writing tool. When we first captured her vessel at the edge of the Carina Nebula, I expected the usual human response: threats, bargaining, or perhaps that irritating bravado their species is known for. Instead, she smiled. Not the fearful grimace most prisoners manage, but a genuine expression of amusement, as if being detained by the most powerful warship in the quadrant was all part of some grand joke. Very well, I transmitted back to Vex. Provide her with another datapad, but triple the security protocols and have Dr. Nexus monitor every keystroke. Through the feed, I watched as the force field shimmed and a guard drone delivered the device. Amanda, I had to stop thinking of her by name. Humanizing prisoners was a rookie mistake. The prisoner looked up, brushing aside a lock of dark hair that had escaped her utilitarian braid. "Thank you, Commander Thane," she said directly to the camera. "I do appreciate your hospitality, though I have to say your quantum field equations could use some updating. They're, how do we say it on Earth? Ah yes, they're about as sophisticated as a child's crayon drawing." I felt my scales bristle. The sheer audacity, but that was precisely what made her valuable. The Stellar Annihilator project had stalled, our best minds unable to solve the containment field issue. And here was this human casually pointing out flaws in equations that had taken our scientists decades to develop. Just remember, I spoke through the room's audio system. One wrong calculation, one hint of sabotage, and you'll discover exactly how advanced our containment fields truly are. She smiled that infuriating smile again. "Oh, I'm counting on it, Commander. I'm counting on everything working exactly as designed." The Stellar Annihilator wasn't just another weapon. It was supposed to be our masterpiece, our guarantee of supremacy over the 12 known species of the Galactic Alliance. 10 cycles of research, countless resources, and the brightest minds of the Nexar Empire had brought us tantalizingly close to completion. The ability to destabilize a star's core from light years away, it would have made resistance futile. "Commander Thane, your prisoner's latest calculations." Science Director Malachi's hologram flickered before me, his normally pristine silver scales dulled by what I suspected was lack of sleep. "They're revolutionary." I examined the data streaming across my neural interface. The equations were elegant in their simplicity, yet the implications made my inner membranes constrict with unease. She solved the containment field problem, just like that. Not just solved it. She's improved the efficiency by 300%. The power requirements are now within our current capabilities. Malachi's voice dropped to a whisper. She says she spotted the solution within minutes of seeing our original designs. Minutes, the word tasted bitter in my mouth. Our best minds spent 3 cycles on that problem alone. Which is precisely why Admiral Voss wants her transferred to Central Command. Malachi's image crackled with interference, or perhaps agitation. He's sending the dreadnought Imperious to collect her. My talons dug into the command chair's armrests. Absolutely not. The prisoner remains under my jurisdiction. The Admiralty Board specifically assigned this project to the Science Division, not those warmongers in Central Command. "Commander, with respect, this is bigger than jurisdictional squabbles. The human, she knows things that should be impossible for her species to have discovered yet. Yesterday, she corrected Professor Raxel's temporal mechanics theorem, a theorem that won him the Imperial Science Medal. I called up the security feed. The prisoner was working on her latest data pad, but something about her posture seemed off. Too relaxed, too confident. Sir, a new voice cut in Lieutenant Vex. We're detecting unusual power fluctuations in the containment field generators. They seem to be operating at 97% efficiency. That's impossible, Malachi interjected. The theoretical maximum is 85%. Yet there it is, I growled. And I'm willing to bet our guest has something to do with it. How many systems has she had access to while working on these improvements? The silence that followed was deafening. Director Malachi, I want every calculation, every equation she's provided thoroughly reviewed. Lieutenant Vex, initiate Level 1 security protocols. No data transfers in or out of the detention level without my direct authorization. Commander Malachi protested. Admiral Voss won't be pleased with any delays. The Admiral isn't the one who'll answer to the High Command if we hand over a compromised superweapon. I cut the transmission and pulled up the prisoner's file again. Amanda Blackwood, captured in a seemingly outdated research vessel, carrying outdated identification. Everything about her screamed insignificant, which, I was beginning to realize, was probably by design. Through the feed, I watched her pause in her work and stretch, a gesture so casual it had to be deliberate. She glanced directly at the camera again and mouthed something. I ran it through our translation matrix. Tick-tock, Commander. I immediately activated the ship-wide alert system. All personnel, this is Commander Thane. Initiate Protocol Omega. I repeat, Protocol Omega. The prisoner is not to be. The lights went out. Emergency power kicked in after exactly 3 seconds. 3 seconds too long. In that brief darkness, I felt the Constellation Dominion shudder slightly, as if something deep within her systems had shifted. Status report, I barked through the neural link while my eyes adjusted to the red emergency lighting. Main power restored at 60%, Commander Lieutenant Vex responded. But we're detecting anomalies in the quantum core's resonance patterns. The prisoner. Still in her cell, sir. She hasn't moved. She's meditating. I pulled up the security feed. Sure enough, Amanda Blackwood sat with her eyes closed, looking perfectly serene. Too serene. The sight made my scales itch. Commander Dr. Nexus burst into my command center, his usually immaculate lab coat disheveled. You need to see this. The prisoner's quantum field modifications, they're brilliant. Revolutionary. We've already implemented her suggested changes to the containment matrix, and the results are beyond anything we thought possible. You did what I rose from my command chair, looming over the scientist, without authorization. Nexus took a step back, finally seeming to remember proper military protocol. Sir, we couldn't waste time with bureaucracy. The possibilities. She's shown us how to manipulate quantum fields in ways we never imagined. Professor Raxel is already talking about nominating her for the Imperial Science Medal. The same Professor Raxel, who hasn't left the lab in 3 cycles. I called up his status on my neural interface. Who's missed 2 mandatory security briefings. He's excited. We all are. This human, she has a way of explaining complex theories that just make sense. Yesterday she helped junior researcher Kira solve a problem that's been stumping her for months. Just a few suggestions and suddenly everything clicked. I felt a cold weight settling in my gut. And how many of our scientists has she helped? How many now trust her judgment over standard security protocols? Nexus shifted uncomfortably. Sir, with respect, you're being paranoid. She's under constant surveillance. The security measures she's already proven she can bypass. I cut him off. Tell me, Doctor, what exactly were you working on when the power went out? We were testing her new quantum field harmonics theory. The results were promising, but his voice trailed off as realization dawned. But you'll need to recalibrate after the power fluctuation. I finished, starting the experiments over. With her help, no doubt. Through the security feed, I watched Amanda open her eyes and smile. Not at the camera this time, at nothing in particular. As if she could hear our entire conversation. Commander Thane, Lieutenant Vex's voice crackled through my neural link. Engineering reports unusual access patterns in the secondary systems. Nothing critical, but to define unusual. Diagnostic routines running at odd intervals. Power redistribution that doesn't quite match our efficiency protocols. Little things, sir. Things that could be explained by the new quantum field modifications. but together they form a pattern I finished. How many systems has she had access to through these helpful suggestions of hers? I queued up the ship's status reports from the past 10 cycles. Scrolling through them, a picture began to emerge. Small changes, tiny adjustments. Each one justified, each one approved by increasingly enthusiastic scientists. Dr. Nexus, I turned back to the still nervous scientist. Lock down all laboratories. No more experiments until further notice. But Commander, the breakthrough we're about to achieve is exactly what concerns me. I opened a direct channel to Admiral Voss's flagship. This is Commander Thane requesting immediate. The lights flickered again, just for a moment. When they stabilized, the communication array showed all channels dead. In her cell, Amanda Blackwood stretched and spoke clearly, knowing our audio pickups would catch every word. You know, Commander, the fascinating thing about quantum fields is how everything is connected. Change one tiny thing, and the effects ripple outward in ways you'd never expect. Your scientists understand the theory, of course. They just needed someone to show them the practical applications. The cold weight in my gut turned to ice as warning signals began flashing across my neural interface. Dozens of systems, hundreds of tiny changes, all cascading together like a perfectly orchestrated symphony. And at the center of it all, Amanda Blackwood began to laugh. Full security breach in progress. Lieutenant Vex's voice rang through the command center. Someone's accessing the classified archives from multiple terminals. I slammed my fist on the neural interface panel. Lock down everything. Now. Unable to comply, sir. Our security protocols they're being rewritten faster than we can respond. Wait, Commander, you need to see this. A holographic display materialized before me, showing personnel files from Earth's military database. Not the outdated records we'd originally found when capturing Amanda Blackwood, but current, heavily encrypted files that our best intelligence agents hadn't been able to crack. Until now. By the void, I whispered, reading the newly decrypted information. She's not just any weapons specialist. She's Commander Amanda Blackwood, Director of Earth's Quantum Defense Initiative. She literally wrote their books on advanced weapons development. Sir, another voice cut in. Security Chief Raven. The prisoner, she's gone. What? How? The cell's force field is still active, showing her inside, but it's a hologram. Must have been for hours. We're detecting her signature in everywhere, sir. She's somehow accessing systems from multiple locations simultaneously. The realization hit me like a plasma burst. It's the quantum field modifications. She didn't just improve them, she turned our entire ship into a quantum network. Every system she helped optimize is now. Commander, Dr. Nexus burst in again, panic clear in his voice. The Stellar Annihilator prototype, it's powering up. Shut it down. We can't. Professor Raxel tried, but the commands aren't responding. He's locked inside the main lab with it, screaming about resonance cascades and... The ship's internal communication system crackled to life, broadcasting Amanda's voice to every deck. Now, Commander. Don't bother with the override codes. They were obsolete the moment your scientists let me peek at their quantum equations. Security teams to all vital sections, I commanded. Find her. Oh, they won't. Amanda's voice carried that same amused tone she'd had since her capture. You see, I'm everywhere and nowhere. Quantum superposition, your scientists understood the theory, but humans? We mastered the practical applications years ago. Through the ship's cameras, I watched chaos unfold. Security teams charged through corridors, chasing phantom readings. Scientists argued with military personnel, some defending their work with Amanda, others realizing too late how they'd been used. Sir Vex's voice shook. The Stellar Annihilator's containment field, it's not failing, it's adapting, growing stronger. But the power readings, they're impossible. Because we built it exactly as she showed us, I growled. We thought we were creating a weapon, but we were actually building a quantum transmitter. Amanda finished for me, capable of linking every modified system on your ship into one massive quantum computer. Really, Commander? Did you think humans were as primitive as our outdated ships suggested? We let ourselves be underestimated, made ourselves look weak, all while preparing for the day you'd try to use our own physics against us. All security forces, converge on the main lab, I ordered. Stop that weapon from. The deck plating shuddered as dozens of blast doors slammed shut simultaneously, trapping security teams between sections. Through the neural interface, I felt systems going dark, control being stripped away piece by piece. Too late. Commander Amanda's voice held no more amusement, only cold certainty. The real question is what happens when you take a quantum weapon designed to destabilize stars, and instead use it to destabilize the quantum fields holding your ship together. As if in answer, the Constellation Dominion began to scream. The Constellation Dominion shuddered as system after system fell to quantum cascade failure. Warning klaxons blared through every deck, their usual rhythmic pattern distorted into an almost organic wail. Primary weapons offline. Lieutenant Vex shouted over the chaos. Secondary systems failing. The quantum core is. Sir, it's not just destabilizing, it's being reorganized at the subatomic level. Through the bridge viewport, I watched in horror as portions of our mighty warship began to shimmer with an impossible blue-white light. Not the familiar glow of our power systems, but something new, something human. Incoming ship's security chief Raven called out. Multiple signatures, they're Earth vessels, sir. But the energy reading's impossible. They emerged from quantum space like ghosts becoming solid. Not the primitive ships we were used to seeing from Earth, but sleek predators wrapped in fields of shifting energy. The same energy now consuming my ship from within. Amanda's voice echoed through every speaker, every neural link. Did you really think those outdated cargo ships and clumsy fighters were the best humanity could produce? We needed you overconfident, needed you to think you had the technological advantage. All hands, abandon ship, I commanded, but the escape pods remained locked down, Amanda's quantum algorithms holding them in check. Sorry, Commander, but no one's going anywhere until the transformation is complete. Don't worry, I'm not going to destroy your precious warship. I'm going to do something far worse. I'm going to improve it. The main view screen lit up with tactical displays, showing the approaching Earth fleet, but something was wrong with the image. The ships seemed to flicker in and out of normal space, as if. Multiple quantum signatures from each vessel, Vex reported. They're not just ships, they're probability matrices. Each one exists in multiple states simultaneously. Quantum superposition on a macro scale, Amanda explained, her voice now coming from everywhere at once. Your scientists were so proud of their theoretical models. Never realized humans had cracked practical quantum engineering decades ago. We just needed access to your more advanced power systems to show what we could really do. The deck lurched beneath my feet as the Stellar Annihilator prototype pulsed with energy. But instead of firing outward, the weapon's quantum fields turned inward, merging with the cascading changes already consuming the ship. Sir Raven's voice cracked with panic. The human fleet, they're not attacking. They're creating some kind of quantum containment field around us. Through the chaos of failing systems and panicked crew, a new pattern began to emerge. The ship wasn't being destroyed, it was being reborn. Every system Amanda had helped optimize, every quantum field she'd adjusted, they were all linking together into something new, something that should have been impossible. You see, Commander. Amanda's voice had lost all pretense of submission. Your empire made a fundamental mistake. You assumed that because our visible technology was less advanced, we were less advanced. You never stopped to consider we might be hiding our true capabilities, waiting for you to give us access to exactly the right systems. The bridge's neural interface suddenly blazed with new information as the quantum transformation reached the command systems. I saw it all then, the true scope of her plan. Every suggestion, every helpful tip, every seemingly innocent improvement had been leading to this moment. The Stellar Annihilator was never meant to destroy stars, I whispered, finally understanding. You designed it to be a quantum conversion matrix. Very good, Commander. The mighty Constellation Dominion, pride of the Nexar fleet, is about to become humanity's first hybrid quantum dreadnought. All your advanced power systems and weapons merged with our quantum engineering. And the best part, the quantum linkages are now coded to human brain patterns. No one but us will ever be able to control it. The transformation reached its peak. Through the viewport, I watched our hull ripple like liquid metal, quantum fields reshaping matter at the subatomic level. The approaching Earth ships took up escort positions, their own quantum fields harmonizing with our new configuration. Don't feel too bad, Commander Thane. Amanda's voice held a note of genuine respect. You ran a tight ship, made all the reasonable decisions, followed proper security protocols. You just never had a chance. We've been planning this since your empire first appeared in our space. You thought you were testing your new superweapon. In reality, we were always testing you." The final systems transformed, and I felt the neural interface change. Still present, but now operating on principles I could barely comprehend. Around me, my crew stared in shock as their consoles and controls evolved into something both familiar and utterly alien. The Constellation Dominion had become something new, something that represented not just a tactical defeat, but the end of everything we thought we knew about humanity's capabilities. And in the midst of it all, Amanda Blackwood finally appeared on the bridge in person, quantum fields swirling around her like a corona of power. "Now then, Commander, shall we discuss the terms of your empire's surrender?" I drew my ceremonial blade, more out of instinct than any real hope it would help. "You won't get away with this betrayal, human." Amanda laughed, the sound echoing strangely through the quantum-transformed bridge. "Betrayal implies we were ever on your side, Commander. Your empire came to our stars, tested our defenses, and assumed our apparent weakness was an invitation to conquest. That was your first mistake. We gave you a chance to join us peacefully," I snarled, even as quantum energy rippled across my blade's surface, transforming the ancestral weapon into something new. "No, you gave us a chance to submit," she gestured, and holographic displays sprang to life around us, showing vast human fleets emerging from quantum space throughout Nexar territory. Not dozens of ships, but thousands. Each one a perfect fusion of our power systems and their quantum engineering. We chose a different path. Lieutenant Vex raised his sidearm, but Amanda merely waved her hand. The weapon dissolved into quantum particles, reforming as something that looked more like a twisted piece of abstract art than a gun. "Your second mistake," she continued, walking calmly around the bridge as my crew backed away, "was assuming that just because we couldn't match your power generation or weapons technology, we weren't advancing in other ways. While your empire focused on brute force, humanity mastered the art of quantum manipulation. We didn't need bigger guns. We just needed access to your power systems." The prison cell, I realized. You could have escaped at any time. The cell, the ship, the quantum core, none of them could really hold me. Quantum superposition means I was never truly confined to one space. But I needed you to think you were in control while we completed the transformation. More displays showed Nexar bases and shipyards across the galaxy, each one surrounded by human quantum ships. Not invading, not attacking, just waiting. Your third and final mistake, Commander, was believing that this was ever about the Stellar Annihilator. We didn't need a superweapon. We needed a template. A way to convert your entire military infrastructure into something that could only be controlled by human quantum signatures. In the time I've been your prisoner, humanity has transformed 15 other Nexar warships, once we proved the process worked. She gestured to the displays again, showing the coordinated quantum transformation beginning across Nexar space. Ships, stations, and weapons all shifting into hybrid forms, their controls locked to human quantum patterns. So now you face a choice, Commander Thane. The quantum transformation cannot be reversed. Your empire can either adapt to a new reality where humanity holds the technological advantage, or what? You'll destroy us all. Amanda's expression softened slightly. No, we're not like you. We don't want to destroy or conquer. We want to teach. To share what we know about quantum engineering with species who are willing to cooperate rather than dominate. The choice is yours. Fight against the inevitable, or help us build something new. She held out her hand, quantum energy swirling around it like a miniature galaxy. What's it going to be, Commander? War against an enemy you never truly understood, or peace with allies who can show you wonders you never imagined possible? I looked at my transformed blade, at my altered ship, at my waiting crew. And I made my choice. I stand on the bridge of the constellation Harmony now, watching quantum fields dance across the hull like auroras. The name change was Amanda's idea, a symbol of the transformation not just of our ships, but of our entire civilization. The Nexar Empire did not fall that day. We evolved. Humanity showed us that true power lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the wisdom to transform. The Stellar Annihilator, designed to unmake stars, instead remade an empire. Some fought against the change, of course. But how do you fight an enemy that exists in multiple quantum states? How do you defeat a foe that turns your own weapons into something beyond your comprehension? I look at my ceremonial blade, Now a quantum hybrid artifact that responds to both Nexar and human neural patterns. Like everything else they touched, they didn't destroy our culture, they enhanced it, merged it with their understanding of the quantum realm. Amanda Blackwood stands beside me now, no longer a prisoner but an instructor, teaching our scientists the principles of quantum engineering that humanity had kept hidden for so long. She still smiles that knowing smile. Your warning spread quickly through the galactic community, I observe, watching distant ships flicker between quantum states. No other empire has dared to move against Earth since our transformation. Fear wasn't the goal, she replies. Understanding was. The message wasn't don't attack us, it was don't underestimate us. And that's humanity's greatest weapon, not their quantum mastery, not their ability to hide their true capabilities, but their patience. Their willingness to appear weak until the perfect moment to reveal their strength. Remember that, those who would test Earth's defenses. That primitive-looking ship might be exactly what it seems, or it might be the key to transforming everything you think you know about power. Choose wisely. We didn't.